evening, good morning, good afternoon, good day to all. Welcome to another edition of Homie Picks. I am Jared. Today I am joined by Ben. Lou is on bye week this week. Yes, we still do bye weeks. We did it last year. We're doing it again this year. But yeah, it's week 8 now. How are you enjoying the season so far, Ben?
It's been pretty good. I must say, it's week 8 came kind of fast. I wasn't expecting it to go by that quickly, but
Yeah.
it's been good. So far, as far as for my team, it's been pretty much what I thought it might be. Struggled in the first few games because it's a really tough schedule, and the injuries didn't help. So starting to get a little better. So we'll see how it ends out, but not bad, not bad. Good, surprising teams though.
Yeah, there's been some surprises out there. Last week we had a fairly decent week. Um, not everybody seemed had a decent week. I mean, even though our picks might have been decent, my team ain't have a decent week. We got smoked, roasted, and rolled up. Like we were
I
like we
didn't
were
see that
tiger
one
food.
coming.
We were tiger food in the second half. But I mean, kudos to the Bengals. Shout out to my boy Kevin. He's been a long time Bengals fan. He's the only Bengals fan that I know, so I had to show respect when when that happened. No malice in the palace that way. But this week, we're gonna come back with another 5, and we're gonna start with tonight's game. Green Bay going against Arizona. Arizona is a 6.5 point favorite, minus 270. No JJ Watt though.
Right.
But does that matter? Does it matter to you, Ben?
It does a little bit to me, actually. I think JJ Watt has really helped their front because I think that leadership he brings, and he still can play. He still draws some attention, so it helps that front. So I think it's going to be a harder time for them to get to Rogers. So I think it could play in.
All right. So, do you think the Cardinals still do it or Packers?
Hmm. I Cardinals have been playing great. I mean, Kyler Murray's been spectacular, but I think this is a good spot for them to lose. I like Green Bay here. A short week. They've had a couple of close games. Sometimes to some teams that maybe they shouldn't have been that close. Again, some injuries. For JJ Watt out. Uh, I mean, Green Bay's been up and down, but I mean, just what's his name, Aaron Rodgers. I mean, you can't put it past him. I think he's gonna be prepared. He's gonna be ready, and I think this is one. I think this is one good spot for Arizona to lose, even though they've been rolling. I think this one's it.
Yeah, I it's a good spot to lose. I agree. It is a good spot to lose. I just don't know if they're gonna lose though. That's the only thing about it. I think I do not think the Cardinals are going to go undefeated. Let's just
No.
put that out there right now. I'm going to put that out there right now. I don't think they're going to go undefeated. I'm not saying I don't know what team yet is going to do it. I guess as we find out in more episodes of Homie Picks, we'll find out which one I feel more confident about. But it outside of Green Bay's passing, I don't really fear anything else. And I definitely don't fear their defense. And I think for those reasons alone, I think Arizona is probably going to pull this one out. Um, Arizona could score in bunches, and granted, Green Bay can too. But I just feel Arizona's defense is a lot better than Green Bay's, and I think they could probably pull out maybe a couple of good big stops. They've been on the fence before. They was on the fence against the other NFC North team, the Minnesota Vikings, and they almost blew that one. So, um, but even I think their defense is better than the Packers defense. It's just Aaron Rodgers. He's always the wild card, no matter where, no
Yeah.
matter what. He's the wild card. He makes everybody. He's one of those special people who makes everybody better. Especially his receiving core, whether it be tight ends or wide receivers, he makes everybody. He puts them in spots where they can be successful. But
Right.
um, even his running backs too, if they catch it out the backfield. I know Devontae Adams was having an issue with COVID and so forth, or the negative test and so forth. But um, even with that, I still think the three-headed monster that Arizona presents is just a lot more scary to me, at least for this week. So yeah, I'm gonna go Arizona on this one. Green Bay, by the way, is also a plus 220. Um, but now on to your team, the hosting.
Yeah, great win.
Great win against the Niners on Sunday night. And then now you got a tough test though, because you're bringing in your division rival Tennessee Titans. However, the Colts are the favorite. They're 1.5 point favorite, minus 122. Titans are plus 104. I think for me personally, I think this being I think that win against the Niners was a great test. I think the Niners are a really good defense. Tennessee has been playing some great defense as well lately.
Yeah.
I mean, the way they just annihilated Kansas City was fucking spectacular. Um, I mean, that shit was everything like that. Everybody's defense was like, "Oh, we can't do that, bro. Come on, man. Like it didn't matter." And no matter, and look, everybody who's watching this, don't give me shit about Patrick Mahomes got injured. He got injured after that shit was an ass whooping as it was. So it had nothing to do with him being injured. All right,
Nah.
they were getting smoked before that happened. Um, Everybody knows Derrick Henry gets better and better as not even by the quarter, by the week. Derrick Henry gets better by the week. It's like he gets to his final form by week 16. But then sometimes that also, it's about Tannehill. And um Tannehill's ability, I think, can probably get him past. See, the Colts have been playing some damn good ball. Outside of dropping that game against Baltimore, they had them right where they wanted them as well. Um, Colts have been having some really good styles and playing some good defense. I really, and that's me personally, I just don't trust Carson Wentz. And if you're going to tell me Carson Wentz and Tannehill, I got to go to wide receiver core after that. And I think Tannehill's wideouts bail him out a lot more um, than anything that the Colts are going to have at this juncture right now. So I'm gonna lean towards Tennessee to go into Indy and pull this one off. I'm sorry, but
Oh
that's
no,
how I see it. How do you
I
see
don't
it
blame
though?
you. I mean, yeah, I see it. You know, Titans been playing great. Like you said, they played good defense past couple of games, but like I mentioned before, for some reason the Titans play the Chiefs really well defensively. I don't know what it is, but they always tend to do that. I was shocked that they that score, but they do play them tough. So I wasn't shocked that they won. Um, but now they've been playing a couple of back-to-back big games, big wins. I think even though they might not want to lose this game, I think this is like a letdown spot for them as well. The Colts have been playing better. They've been getting healthier. They've been finding a mix in the offensive line that's actually helping them out. And Carson Wentz is actually not the problem with the team. Even though he's been battling injuries at the beginning of the season, his ankles have gotten better, his mobility's gotten better. He actually has a good passer rating. I mean, he's completing almost, I think it's like 60 something percent of his passes. So he hasn't been the issue. Really, what's derailed him is injuries. It's really cost them a lot because they lost on both ends, defense and offense, particularly in the offensive line. So they're starting to get a little bit healthier. So you can see that they're starting to play a little bit better. So we played them already, and we lost that, and it was competitive enough that and at that point in time we were still really struggling with injuries. So I'd see the Colts pulling this one off. I think they can pull up the win here, and they need it. I mean, if they want to stay competitive, they need it because after this game they have a soft schedule and they can really build up on try and catch up or even build a lead if Titans stumble. But I like the Colts here. Defense has been playing really well. I believe we have like 16 takeaways for the season. I think that's one or second in the NFL.
I
So
believe so.
I like our chances. I'm taking the Colts.
Good. I like it. I like it. So far, so far we definitely got opposite ends on things. So somebody's gonna have to be 1-1 or 2-0.
One's got to be right.
On to our third game, a division game in the AFC North, Pittsburgh versus Cleveland Browns. The Browns, of course, are going to be the favorite in this one. They're a 3.5-point favorite, minus 200. Steelers are plus 168. Um, how do you see this one unfolding?
Ugh, um, two struggling teams, but I think the Browns are the better team right now. I still don't trust Pittsburgh with Ben. He's showing his age so much. You can tell he really can't throw the ball down the field, and they have receivers. He can't get them the ball. So the Browns defense is going to be there, so they're going to play them tough. And I don't know who's going to be the running back, but I think they can still, they have that offensive line that I think they can plug in pretty much anybody back there and they'll have a decent running night. So I think they can still control the clock. Baker's probably back by then. So I like the Browns here. I think they continue to their bounce back. They won last week, so I think they continue to win. I just don't trust Pittsburgh right now.
I mean, I'm 100% with you. I don't trust Pittsburgh either. I'm not really a nobody. Everybody knows I much rather see the Browns and the Bengals win my division than see Pittsburgh win it. 1,000% of the time. But just for those same reasons you said about not having a running back or not knowing who the running back's going to be, Browns are in a situation like Baltimore where they're relying on everybody else now. I don't trust Beckham. I just don't. I don't. His health is.
Yeah.
I don't trust it. You still have no juice. Um, and I mean, outside of the Browns defense, I know the Browns defense can play some really good. Uh, they can play anybody great at any time, and I think for a division game, they probably will step up. Um, that was a sluggish victory Pittsburgh had against Seattle before, but I mean, it was. I don't know. Something is telling me, and I can't believe I'm saying this. God don't strike me down. I'm actually going to go with Pittsburgh in this one. I'm actually picking Pittsburgh. I have a bad feeling about this one. It's just I think Mike Tomlin's defense, understanding that the Browns are going to have no run game, or the potential of having no run game, because even though that guy stepped up last week, who knows now? Now you got game tape, more tape to know what he's going to do. It doesn't make it easier. And I think Pittsburgh does have a good front four, a good enough front four to do something. I don't trust the secondary, but it's really going to. I think it's going to be really from that 3-point swing too. Like I don't. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. To be honest, honest to God, I pray I'm wrong. I pray Cleveland smokes them, but I just feel like Pittsburgh might pull this one off.
Yeah, I don't think they'll smoke them, but I think the Browns win.
Look, damn it, I hope they do, but at the same time, if I need to get my pick right, maybe I need to be right here. But going on to our fourth game, another division game. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers going into New Orleans to face the Saints. Of course, the Buccaneers, the champs, are the favorite, 5.5-point favorite, minus 255. Saints are plus 210. I do not see enough. Granted, the Saints did get a very tough win, and I think that helped me out because I picked them, but picked them last week. But I swear to God, I do not trust Jameis. I know. Sean Payton is a great head coach, and he's showing that he is. a great head coach. They're 4-2. What can I say about that? Um, and he's showing that as a coach. It's not just about Drew Brees. It's really about him. Um,
Right.
and that's something that you really can't say about Belichick, because Belichick it was about Tom Brady. Because after life after Tom Brady is like shit. So, I can say Payton is a damn good coach. He's gonna have some schemes and so forth. Tampa's defense makes me worried. I know they only held Chicago to 3 points last week, but that was Chicago.
Chicago, yeah.
That was Justin Fields. He's still a rookie. He's going to get better, but that wasn't happening. Like Leslie Frazier had him shut down. And Justin Fields has been struggling since he's been the starter. I don't think Dalton would be any better, but at the same time, let the young guy get his minutes.
Yeah.
However, but Jameis Winston, I just don't trust him. Kamara, I do trust. But honestly, I think that's really all they really got on offense. Defense, though, the Saints have stopped. They have been playing some really good. They've been playing some hellacious good defense. Which is why I don't think Tampa's going to blow them out, but I do think Tampa's going to win this game. I say Tampa's going to win it. But yeah, I think for the Saints defense alone is the reason why the game won't get too far out of hand. But I just think the Bucks are just a better team overall. Period. Whether they lose dirty or they win easy, I just see them as the more dominant team, and they're gonna have to put their staple and make sure that they know that everybody knows we are the division champs. How do you see it?
Yeah, I'm with you here. I think Tampa just is the better team right now offensively. They just have more weapons. The Saints, the wide receiving core is basically Alvin Kamara. It's kind of scary because he's their running back, They really don't have anybody, no threats out from the wide out position right now. So it's testament to them, their defense. I believe their defense has really helped them win some games because the offense hasn't been there consistently enough. And because of that, I just feel right now Tampa is just playing so much better offensively, and their defense is starting to catch up. They're starting to pick it up. Granted, yeah, it was against the Bears, but sometimes you need that soft game to give you that boost of confidence and get that defense going. So I think the defense is starting to go in the right direction. I see them getting tougher. So I like Tampa here. I think it will be a close game because of the Saints defense, but ultimately I think it just comes down to Brady and Jameis making a mistake.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna come down between that. And 9 times out of 10, I think it's gonna be James making a mistake more than Brady.
Yeah.
But on to the final.
Let me clarify that. Hold on. Let me clarify. What I meant by that is Brady's doing what Brady does, winning the game, and Jameis gives you his interception. Because I know Brady don't mess up. Look, that's rare.
I mean, it's rare to see that. I mean, it's not to say that's impossible, but it's rare to see that.
Right. That's not what you expect.
And I just don't see that on Sunday. And I think that shut up. Honestly, in my opinion, I think that should have been a Sunday night game. I think the Sunday night game should have been moved to Monday just because of who's playing on Monday. But I digress. On to our last game, Sunday Night Football, Dallas versus Minnesota. So Dallas is a 1.5-point favorite, -124. Minnesota is a +106. So even Vegas, the odds makers, see this as a close contested contest. It's essentially what if somebody didn't get traded, this would have been a Diggs Bowl. Trayvon versus Stephon, but somebody had to get traded to Buffalo. But how do you see this one coming down?
This one's tough for me to pick, to be quite honest. Both of them are coming off a bye. I feel like I trust Mike Zimmerman more than I do McCarthy. But Dak's been playing really well. Their offense has been playing really well, and their defense has been playing really well. Minnesota, they get themselves into these positions that they have to try and come back and win. And they've been fortunate enough to come back in some, but some of them it's just they really dig themselves a hole. I don't know what it is offensively. Sometimes they just start off very slow. But their defense is picking up. They are playing better. Man, this one's tough. It's like I'm gonna have to go with the better quarterback in my opinion here, and I'll take Dak and the Cowboys just because sometimes how do we say this? Sometimes in the main event, he tends to not play so well. The little guy in QB in Minnesota, you know what I mean? Like sometimes the big lights come on and he just struggles in a big
Saying
game.
Kirk
So
Cousins is a small man in big moments.
I didn't want to say, I was trying to keep his name out of the conversation there. I was just implying the QB play. But yeah, I mean, he has a record, unfortunately. Big games, he doesn't play as well as he does on regular season games for unexplained reason, whatever it is. He doesn't do well. So Monday night game, nah, I'll take that. As much as I'm not a big Cowboy fan. I'll prefer for them to lose. Um, I think right now they're just slightly better team, and I'll take my chances with McCarthy's bad play calling.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, I just don't know. Um, I believe Dalvin Cook is playing. Um, I believe he is. I just don't know if that means enough, though. I just don't mean it. I just don't know if that means enough. As always, the X factor is Trayvon Diggs on defense for Dallas.
Yeah.
I think, and he could definitely barbecue chicken with Kirk Cousins throwing the ball.
Right.
Um, this is a tough one. Shit, this is really tough. I'm not a big believer in Minnesota. Um, and I know Dallas can definitely play some really good ball in the spotlight. They did opening night against Tampa Bay. Um, Dak has been having a great season. Um, it's rough.
Yeah, it's a tough one, man. This
This
one's
one
really a
is
flip
tough.
of a
This is
coin.
if anybody who's watching this, you think this shit is easy picking games, it's really not. Um, man, you know what? Just because we're running out of time, I'm going to pick Minnesota. I'm going to pick Minnesota in this one. I
Wow,
really,
trusting Cousins.
I'm
That's
not trusting
bold.
Cousins. I'm
That's
trusting Cook.
bold.
I'm trusting the other C word, Cook. I'm trusting Thielen, somebody. I mean, I'm trusting Minnesota's defense to play let's play good. You ain't gotta play lights out. Just play good. All right, like
Right.
don't go for the home run every time. Trying to pick. I mean, definitely try to pick him off, but don't try to flail for an interception and then burnt because Dallas's wideouts can definitely burn you. Um, I just think Minnesota's defense is sizable enough to to stop them. And I think that's one of the downfalls to being Minnesota's defense is like if you look that great in practice, is because you're that great, or is because you got Kirk Cousins? It's one of those things like which one is better? So, um,
Right.
but I think Minnesota's defense, I think they definitely showed that when it comes to the test, they can actually step up. They did against Arizona. They were a point. It was a kick away,
Right.
from having that. So, and I think if you can go against Arizona, and I think that's the best team in the NFL. If you can go against them and show you can go toe to toe with them, then I think you can definitely go toe to toe with Dallas. They just need to hold on and harp on to that. So just need another. They just need another um, big defensive effort from them on that one. Um, now we weren't going to talk about we're not going to talk about 49ers in Chicago in terms of who we think like in terms of an actual pick for like a 6 game that we're doing 5. But I know Garoppolo is being the starter and so forth, but in just terms of quarterbacks, who do you think is going to have a better rookie season? Even I don't think Garoppolo is going to be quarterback much longer, but Trey Lance and Justin Fields, who thinks I have a better rest of the year as we getting into the final 9 weeks.
Wow, Trey Lance with Justin Fields. I would have to say if they play Trey Lance, I would have to lean towards Trey Lance. The Niners have a much better offensive line than the Bears, and I think that's really what's killing you. You can just see how bad that offensive line is. Uh, it's almost impossible for a rookie quarterback to play with a bad offensive line. That's why it was so impressive what Burrow and Herbert were doing last year because their offensive lines were trash. And I mean, they're still not ideal, and they put up crazy numbers before. Burrow obviously got hurt; he wasn't able to complete his season, but I think he would have been right up there with Herbert. So yeah, I think Trey Lance probably ends up with a better season here.
Yeah, I see it too. I definitely think personnel matters. I think
Yeah,
Fields might be a better quarterback than Lance, but personnel wise, you,
yeah,
first off, if you have George Kittle, there's nobody on Chicago that even matches to George Kittle.
right.
Flat out from there. Then you have, I mean, if you had a healthy Mostert, then that may change things. But so in that case, I may give the running back play right now to Chicago, but at the same time, the wideout positions. I think Ayuk, Debo are better
Yeah.
wideouts. So he has better personnel. So I think Trey going forward is probably, at least for this season alone, is definitely gonna he may have a better season. Hell, Garoppolo could probably start the rest of the damn season, and Trey Lance will still have a better season than Justin Fields at this point. The
Yeah, the
way the
way
way
it's
things are
going.
going, the way things are
Yeah,
going in Chicago, it might be like
it's
that.
rough.
But I mean, I'm praying for the kid. I mean, hopefully for all the Bears fans, the president, and I know you're a Bears fan, but um, and I know you've been wanting Nagy out damn near since he got there. So at least for the least of the past couple of years, you definitely Pace and Nagy out. So um, the Bears need to put better personnel around that kid. You throwing a lame duck right there.
Since
But
since you brought him up, do you really think it's Nagy's one of the issues there?
I think he's one of the issues. I think he is. I think Pace is one of the issues. I think Nagy's one of the issues. I think it's a bad run, a poorly run organization.
That yes, that I agree. To me, more I think it's more the GM and the front office more so than Nagy because you got to give the man credit. He won with Mitch Trubisky. I mean, and he had winnings. He had winning record. So I don't know. I don't really think he's. Don't get me wrong. He's to blame for some things for sure, but I just don't think he's the main cause. I think the front office, like you said, the personnel, they just really don't have the
Yep.
personnel.
Yep.
They're becoming kind of like the Patriots as far as the wide receivers go. I mean, they still have Allen Robinson, but beyond that, they really don't have anything. Kind of like the Patriots are now one of the slowest receiving group there is. So yeah, they need to help them.
Yeah, I believe so too. It's and I hate that for I hate that for anybody who has a team that is a perennial you know uh sitting on the outside of of being in the top of the standings. I thought the Bears were going to have a way better season than it is now, especially making the playoffs. With Aaron Rodgers, his mood. I thought
Right.
the Bears would have had a way better go around, but clearly they're regressing. And I think regression also comes from coaching. So even though I thought the fire would have been lit after getting smoked against New Orleans in the playoffs, but it hasn't really done much for them.
Right.
So I mean, it
Yeah. I mean,
definitely front office, but I
yeah.
think I think Nagy's message is not getting through anymore.
Yeah, yeah, he probably already lost the room. He's definitely good offensive coordinator. I mean, because he does have some good plays. Like I say, he made Mitch Trubisky workable. So he
Yeah.
obviously can draw up plays. It's a difficult situation there because when the front office gets involved too much and they force coaches' hands to do things that probably we don't know about,
Yeah.
it kind of hinders the
Yeah.
results as well.
Yeah. And while I got you right quick, I know we didn't give you we didn't give everybody a power rankings of a top 10, but just right quick, who are your top four um power
Top
for
four,
week
I would
8?
have to say Arizona,
Mhm.
the Bills, Tampa, and that fourth team is kind of tough for me. But probably right now, I would have to say the Rams. As much as
Okay.
like I feel like the quarterback play it's been good. Don't get me wrong,
Mhm.
but it feels like Stafford just stayed too long with Detroit that his skill set diminished just a little bit.
Mhm.
He's still great though, but I feel like they probably would have been lighting it up a little bit more than they have been. But they're averaging what close to 30 points a game, so they're obviously doing fine. So I like LA up there. What about you?
For me, my top four: Cardinals, Rams, Buccaneers, and Green Bay. I think I took them out recently because of that Titans loss. I think they could have really put their throats, like their foot on the throats of the Titans, but they had no answer for them. So I think that for me knocked them out of my top four. They're in my top five. I think Bills are fifth. I think Cowboys are sixth, but um, yeah, for me, Cardinals, Rams, Buccaneers, Green Bay. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm praying after the Cardinals beat Green Bay, I can drop Green Bay some more. But my
That's
biggest,
not
my actually,
happening though.
my biggest jump was Cincinnati because I had them
Yeah.
maybe 11th or even 10th. But I think after destroying my team, I have them in my top 10 now. And that's
I have them in my top 10 as well. I think they're probably like a top 7, 8
yeah,
team right now. They've been playing really well, and they, like I said, sneaky good because nobody saw them coming in. They have the winning record, the top of their division right now, and their defense actually playing a little bit
great,
better than I thought. So
great,
good for
playing great.
them.
I mean, honest to God, they should have been 6-1. They should be 6-1. They should have beat Green Bay. Green Bay loss was atrocious. That made me mad, and I'm not a Bengals fan.
Yeah, and that was a frustrating loss just to watch because all the missed kicks. It's like, oh my god, somebody make
It's
the
like,
kick.
Green Bay was
It was
giving y'all chances, but the coaching was he was scared, and you could see he was scared. It's like his first big moment. To like you had Green Bay on the ropes so many times, and you rather kick the ball. You on 4th and 1, just go for it. Like you're doing well, just go.
yeah.
It was atrocious. Like that was one of my first, and I think everybody who's a Bengals fan agrees with that too. That's one of the most frustrating losses they could ever have in recent times. So, but thank you, everybody. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate it for being here, man. Helping
No
holding it
doubt.
down. Lou, we'll get you back next week off the bye week. Hope you're fresh and ready.
Right? You better bring it.
Um, we got 9 more weeks, y'all. Weeks. Oh shit! I mean, we got 17 games though, so um, it's weird. Actually, 10 more weeks because it's week 18 now. So,
Right.
but it's 10 more weeks of this. We got the playoffs coming up soon. We're gonna talk about the playoff, the new addition to playoff scheduling as the weeks goes on. Because we didn't talk about that before, but we are aware of the new playoff first week, which I find weird. We're going to have a discussion on that one. But until then, enjoy tonight's game, Green Bay, Arizona. Um,
Yeah.
like, subscribe, comment, watch, share. Tell me we were right, tell me we were wrong. But tell
Yeah.
us in the comments, and we'll see y'all next week. Until then,
Yes. Peace.
later.